Grippo's potato chips, oh, the tri-state area knows them well. And the company is turning 100 years old this year.
Grippo's is pretty popular with all the folks here in Evansville. Now, there's a misnomer out there that Grippo's is actually a local item, and it really isn't. It comes out of Cincinnati, Ohio, but it's been a local staple here for many, many years, and people see it as a local item, and we promote it that way too.
And how long has Schnucks been carrying the Grippo's brand?
I'm thinking Schnucks goes back at least 35 plus years in carrying Grippo's. It's been a really, really good item for us. Like I said, it's popular with all the folks in Evansville.
Have you ever wondered how the scrumptious snacks came to this area? Well, thanks to a couple by the name of Alan and Chris Proctor, Grippo's is now every bit a part of Evansville as the brain sandwich. The Proctor story, Chris says, is a bit like a Hallmark movie.
You look at it and to me now, it's like I said, it's almost like a Hallmark movie because it started out really tough and it ended up so great.
With a little foresight into what cooking habits might look like in the future, Alan had an idea about starting his own business, and he talked Chris into it.
He came home and wanted to start a potato chip company. And he took me to the grocery store and he showed me a chip aisle and he showed me a 4-foot chip aisle. 4 foot. And today's day and age, nobody even comprehend that. And he looked at me and he said, someday that aisle is going to be 64 foot long of potato chips on both sides. And it is. And it's got end caps and everything else. So the magnitude of chips is unbelievable.
With a borrowed car and borrowed money, it was time to head to Cincinnati, the home of Grippo's.
We literally didn't have 2 nickels to rub together. So we went to my aunt and uncle and borrowed a car and drove to Cincinnati, Ohio, and met with the Grippo people and told them that we wanted to start a business, and we borrowed the money from my aunt and uncle for the first load of potato chips.
Then it was time to pound the pavement.
So we knocked on every door, every liquor store, every bar, every Little League park, anywhere we could. And Al and I grew it from 1 truck and getting a quarter of a semi to when we sold it and retired in January 2000. We had 40-something trucks on the road, and we were in Indiana, Illinois, and Kentucky, and we had warehouses in Indiana, Illinois, and Kentucky.
The rest, as they say, is history. And part of that history and now future is the chips are now an ingredient in some tri-state area dishes. And people even find fun ways to eat them.
On the bottom of the bag was always a ton of the seasoning that would fall off the chips. And my husband was a big griller, and he used to do a lot of charity grilling, and he always told people what he did is he would take that, he would rub it on his chicken, he'd rub it on his pork chops, he'd put it on his steak, and then grill it.
Barry has a couple of suggestions on how to eat the Grippo's chips.
Oh, there's several ways that you could eat a Grippo chip. One being just dip it in a little bit of sour cream, and it kind of complements the tang to the chip. The other is maybe even crunching it up and put it in your hamburger.
And another suggestion Barry has that I'm not so sure about.
Maybe you're eating watermelon, you want to add a little twist to it, put a little Grippo seasoning on it.
But to each his own. Kelly Austin, TriStateHomepage.com.